What's good, y'all? Let me try that one more time and not break my wall. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing today? Today we're going to talk business. Yes, sir, a whole lot of business. Specifically for my class and for my degree audit, yeah. So my name is Brandon John Richard. Welcome to the first official YouTube video for BJR Films. Yay, 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 yay. Clap it up, clap it up. I am an alumni of the University Incarnate Word. I got my undergrad here. I got my master's degree here in general business administration with a minor in communications. Currently, I am in the School of Professional Studies at the university where I'm studying general business again, where I am earning my doctoral degree in business administration. A bit of a more interactive way to talk to y'all and to just get my ideas across to the world and kind of learn how to talk and actually speak. Maybe not to myself, that's kind of weird, but just to a YouTube audience. I hope y'all having a great day today. You know, I just got out of church. You can see I got the quarter zip on, man. You know, got my matcha, my matcha mango. Shout out Cade. She's the one that put me on matchas. These are really good. So yeah. Currently, in my degree audit plan, I am taking a class in writing, publication, and presenting ideas and research studies. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of this whole thing. What is this research study about? My research topic that I'm going to be exploring is the world of broadcasting and digital advertisement. Right now, I am a grad assistant in the athletic administration, and I work behind the scenes for our ESPN Plus broadcasts. Me being a broadcast assistant, I also operate as a production engineer. Learn how to actually produce a TV show and produce a sports live event. We work with about 9 different sports on campus. We work with football, volleyball, men's and women's soccer, men's and women's basketball, golf. I want to do tennis, I want to do track, but those are the main sports that we're working with right now. Currently we're in softball and baseball season. The main goal for us and our athletic administration is to highlight our athletes and market them in the best way possible and to really create stars out of this opportunity that they have to represent our school and represent themselves as athletes. A main source of marketing and advertisement for these schools around the country are broadcast platforms. Schools have the option of running a radio broadcast, a television broadcast, or a YouTube series podcast broadcast. Each of these different platforms, you can run plenty of commercial segments to make sales and to kind of bring in some professionalism to what you are doing. Usually for radio, it goes about 15-second to 30-second segments. For television, same thing, about 30-second commercial segments. If you would ever think about, watching an NBA game or an NFL game, when they go to commercial, they cut to specific commercials which these companies have paid these different sports clubs and these different platforms the money to put their brand on TV. Now, the biggest thing that we have to sell to them, we need to express to these sponsors, is that we already have a target audience and a target population here at the university. If you look at UIW, we have 10,000 students on average that are attending the university. We probably have about 2,000 students that graduate each year. Each out of those 2,000, I'd assume about 500 of those students are entering the workforce, and a lot of them may be entering the workforce of jobs that that promote UIW. If you look at HEB funds the business school for UIW. A lot of students come out of UIW and then go and work for HEB, or they go and they work for Frost Bank, another big sponsor for us for UIW. There's plenty of different connections like that, but it's just another little thing about why broadcasts can be so important, why a sponsor might want to really integrate themselves into a collegiate university. That is really what this research study is about right now. It's about finding a way to get the best out of a broadcast and to digital advertise at the highest level. When it comes to sponsors, there's plenty of different ways that you can get your brand out there and get brand exposure. For me, I think the best way to do this is through broadcast. Alright, so before I get into the nitty-gritty of this whole thing, let me clearly state my research objectives of this research study. Question 1, my first research objective that I want to get solved is: how do streaming platform partnerships influence advertising revenue structures in professional broadcasting settings? Question 2, how do professional broadcasts create a profitable agreement for sponsors, affiliates, and for the platform itself? And question number 3, what digital advertisement is preferred by sponsors and partnerships? Let's get it, man. These platforms serve as mediums to host everything. You can host your live sporting events. You can host a post-game show. You can host celebration for a win or a loss. Whatever you want to do for a retirement. These broadcasts serve to bring people together, give them something to root for on a certain platform. The beauty of college athletics is that donors can have personal relationships through attending the school. Many donors come as alumni and are looking to give back to a cause that means something to them. You think about all these students that have come through the University in Incarnate Word. They graduate, they end up getting jobs, and a lot of these students that graduate are successful because of the work that they have put in at the school. And whenever they have these funds and they want to be able to donate, what better place if not than to give it back to the school that you learned, and you can grow it and you can see your donations become something for the future. Most importantly, the school's ability to create revenue brings profit margins up. By connecting your sports teams to these brands that believe they can add value to the community and to the program, it's expressing a whole lot of different methods of funding. It can alleviate budget constraints that you may have been feeling beforehand. So to perform this research study, we have to have a correct methodology to this research. We have to make sure it makes sense. We have to make sure there's a way that we can gather all the data that we need for the findings and for everything else in the future. For our methodology, I'll be performing a survey questionnaire that includes a clear statement outlining the purpose of the research study. There will be ethical considerations and detailed instructions for participants. The survey will be held both online and offline, allowing participants to be comfortable when answering these questionnaires. If need be, the questionnaires will be distributed via email, fax, and social network applications. The target population for this study will be active and retired donors and sponsors in charge of partnerships. This goal is to ask individuals with experience in funding efforts and contract negotiations involving sponsorships. There is no age range specificity for this study. It's just whoever has the money to donate and whoever has already been working in funding and sponsorships in the past. What you'll see a lot now is that there are alumni that are in the grandparent stage that are willing to give up a lot of money because their life is already past them. Or you have these up and coming younger donors who have a lot of money, a lot of good ideas, a lot of energy, and are looking to find good ways of investment. They want to invest in something else and partner their brand to that investment. Our alternative target audience would be 30 CEOs around the surrounding area that are interested in brand exposure opportunities. We can find 30 different businesses that are interested in advertisement. There's plenty around San Antonio. If you want to be more specific, UIW is right smack dab in the middle of Alamo Heights, right like 5 minutes away from downtown San Antonio, where we have plenty of different headquarters for businesses. And I mean, we're right next to the zoo. right next to Tower of Americas, right next to the Alamo, we're right next to the Whitney Museum. We're right next to the Museum of Art. We're right next to a whole lot of different companies, Tecovas, HEB, Frost, Bill Miller's. We're right next to Bill Miller's, right across the street. We've worked with Jersey Mike's in the past. We've worked with Smoke Shack in the past. We've worked with plenty of different companies that I can keep naming, but keep it at a minimum. Let's just say that we're gonna look for 30 CEOs or people that are involved in the financial side of funding. So let's assume out of the 30 CEOs that we reach out to, 15 of them respond and give us answers back on our questionnaires. The data collected from these questionnaires will involve answers regarding advertising revenue structures in professional broadcasting. They will also aim to understand profitable agreements for sponsors, affiliates, and for our broadcast platforms themselves. And they want to figure out what digital advertisement is preferred by the sponsors and the partnerships that we have created. Broadcasts do a good job of delegating time and making time into money. So, television is a digital form of delivering audio and visual products to the audience. The advertising strategy must be a coordinated strategy for the plan to work. The next factor involves the consumer's reaction to the sponsorship's image. So brand exposure is huge. A lot of companies, they'll get recognized by the jingle or just by seeing the brand itself. If you look at HEB, everybody knows HEB. You might not even know what HEB stands for, but when you see red and you see the letters HEB, you understand it's grocers, it's groceries, it's bringing food to the poor, it's bringing jobs to a lot of the residents of San Antonio and Texas for that matter. And the Butt family themselves is one of the richest families in Texas, and they have, I don't want to say monopolized the city or the state of Texas, but it has competed very strongly against other grocers such as Walmart, they sell at a discount. They try to run HEB out of business by selling their products for less. Now what HEB does to bridge that gap is they might sell their products for a premium or for a higher margin, but they are very fair in how they treat the society of San Antonio. They really make sure that they are accessible, and they give back to the community in ways such as school, such as our sports teams like the San Antonio Spurs, or you have the UTSA Roadrunners athletic program, or you have our athletic program, the UIW Cardinals. Their sports have really only been around for the past maybe 20 years. The school of UIW is a very old school. It has been around since 1881. To put that into perspective, the Fiesta started in 1924, so UIW has been around longer than the celebration of Fiesta in San Antonio. Some similar findings that we found out. The television is an interactive digital device that can now provide an enhanced experience for its users. The television is a set of transmitted signals toward a receiver that connects to a digital device that provides different mediums of information and entertainment. UIW's form of entertainment and media are its sports teams. We have plenty of sports teams around. We broadcast 9 to 10 of them, and each of those teams has a chance to win and compete against other large brand schools. But the beauty of this is we are increasing our brand of UIW and the Cardinals and San Antonio and the city of the 210. And the bigger our brand is, the better chance that our funding partners have a chance to make more money. Some findings that we were able to discover through this research study was consumer reactions to product placement and strategies in television sponsorships. We have also found determinants of impact of new advertising formats of interactive digital television advertiser and consumer perspectives. Finally, we know that assessing the sustainability of digital advertising formats is key to the success of our platforms in these futures. So for products from diverse business sectors, is it valuable? Is it something that they would want to get into? Is there a way for them to profit through, maybe a loss of funding by giving money to us? Or are they going to get that back? Is it going to come back through monetary efforts, or is it going to come back through being involved in a community? And that is what we're trying to sell. We're trying to sell the brand of our community at UIW. Let me just say, a broadcast is a salesman's dream. It is a playground for salesmen. There are so many different tools and ways that you can get a product off and sell it. You already have your consumers there. You can bring in your products and services, and you can meet them halfway. Obviously, there's going to be some implications to this research study and some issues that we might face. So let's go over those and figure out what issues or barriers we might face and how we can get around those. Number one, we may face legal and regulatory constraints. So broadcasting is often a tightly regulated system. There's a lot of licenses and content rules that go into broadcasts. So while digitally advertising is governed by an evolving data of privacy laws, there's certain frameworks like the General Data Protection Regulation, as well as different states' Consumer Privacy Act laws that come into effect when you are collecting data and are storing data as well. There's also going to be some ethical concerns around data use and data collections. All these companies, they might not want their name and their brand connected to the quotes that they will give in these questionnaires. So it is key that we keep their names and their company anonymous to the data that they provide for us. Another implication that is huge is the rapid technological changes that are occurring in our lives every single day. I think that the technological sector of things is rising at an exponential rate every single day. This is due to AI help, which is also due to just people becoming smarter and understanding technology at a higher level. Another thing that is super important when you're looking at implications is the challenges of measuring the data collected. The hard part about TV and about streaming services is that everything is based off of views. Now, view count is very, very hard to explain to people, because a lot of people may think that, oh, it got 100,000 views, that means 100,000 people are watching it. They might have watched it over a spread of time, but that doesn't show how long they've watched it. They could have watched a 10-second portion of a 10-minute video. There could also be concurrent watchers, people that are watching it all at once. If you're looking at TV, the Super Bowl halftime show, the most concurrent views in the entire game. There are more people watching the Super Bowl halftime show than there are watching the end or the beginning of the Super Bowl game themselves. So it is important to know when you are spiking in your views and know how these viewer counts actually work. To recap on everything that we have learned today, the world of broadcasting and digital advertisement can be very lucrative for businesses, for schools, for the platform, for the affiliates, and for sponsors. It takes an innovative mind and somebody who understands the world of broadcasting to get the most value off of advertisements. You need to know what platform to go on, whether that is social media, television, radio broadcast, or YouTube. Those are going to be your best bets of reaching a target audience. You have to build that target audience, and you have to prove to these donors that they are not getting taken advantage of and being exploited. There also needs to be ethical considerations on making sure that the consumer themselves are not being exploited over, and that you are providing them with products and services that they will use and that they need, and they're not being sold at a premium, but they are being fairly treated as a customer and as a donor to your brand. Because if they're paying to watch your game and they are buying the products that you are selling, congratulations. You have a new family member that you have to treat as such. Each donor should not be looked at as a money grab. They should be looked at as a patron, and they should be treated as such, and they should be treated fairly. Thank you so much, Dr. Liguez, for giving me this opportunity to learn about this product and learn about my research study. This was very fun. It really helped me gather my ideas. I got to do more of these. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this long, I am very proud of myself, and yeah, let's keep it going. Let's make this a regular thing, you know? I'd like this. This is like a business meeting for everybody who's interested in learning more about this, including myself. I'm gonna be rewatching this as well. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today and for watching. I will see y'all on another day of BJR Films. Ha!
BJR filmed it. Yeah.